Hey, what's good, y'all? Fusion here, back with another video. And today I want to do something a little bit different. This is live from my Twitter page. You can see what's going on here. Well, actually, on the Convo Kings Twitter, and I actually did want to talk about when the halftime performance. So I have I have Candace Owen up. And for those of you who don't know who Candace Owen is, you have to go ahead and just Google her. But this is nothing having to do with politics. It will get like political because of just what's on here. And yeah, hopefully YouTube doesn't ban this video because I'm showing names, baby. Let's go ahead and get started. First, I'm going to start off with Candace Owen. And the reason is because I just want to show you guys why people are so mad about this performance. For those of you who don't know who was performing, you got five goats in my opinion, as well as 50 who was there as well. And it was hip hop and R&B. It was LA. What did they expect? Who was going to perform there? Kid Rock? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I thought that the performance was good. I can see why some people who don't like hip hop don't like it. But that's just them, man. If you don't like hip hop, then that's fine. But I see that there's a lot of other people who have issues with it, especially who don't even listen to these artists who are just saying stuff. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I want to start with Miss Candace Owen. Her stuff here, it's showing a lot with Eminem kneeling. I really don't want to get into that because, I mean, hey, man, it is what it is. So we got this lady. Sorry, it's shit. So let's go ahead and see why she thinks that. Let's see. Everybody's roasting her because she's white. Of course, that's funny to me. Really, she just said that. It is what it is. Don't you love that Eminem took a knee? Oh, yeah, whatever. Here's what I want to look at. All right, so here's what we got. Here are some people. Mr. Cheek Clapper, he said, "Why are Hall making it a point to have absolutely no white people in the halftime show?" There was Eminem. He's a white dude, as well as there have been multiple times where there was no black people in the halftime show. Um, and just because it's a little bit different now, it's more of an issue. Um, but Mr. Cheap Clapper, just so you know, man, we watching you, dog. Next up, man, we got the conservative MUA, this lady. Eminem was the only white person in the entire performance. Again, I just talked about to Mr. Cheek Clapper there. Hey, I mean, it's a hip hop performance. There's not a lot of how do I put it? White people in that space that have that rep already, such as Eminem. And despite about what you think of him as a rapper, I personally don't like a lot of his rap songs, but I do understand that that dude can rap and he has a following, and they definitely did want to put them in there to have those certain people watch. So there you go, Miss Conservative MUA, or Mr. Just whatever that you would like to be referred to as. Sean Spicer. What was the message of the halftime show? And he was adding NFL and Pepsi. We'll get to this dude in a second because I definitely do want to pull it up and show you what his point was. Tina Stout, excuse me. The halftime show sucks big time and racist halftime show ever. No white people. Again, you got Eminem, as well as there have been multiple times where there was no black people in the halftime show. That's pretty much all for these quick forward tweets, all in one spot. Let's go. Robert M. R2 Logan 57. Worst ever, and like usual, the NFL has to push the diversity crap, but yet there was no diversity. Maybe a rock rock musician and hip hop artist, each one doing a performance, then let the crowd decide who let the crowd decide who gets the biggest cheer. Um, that has never been a thing. There was never a you do this and I do this. It was always one performance. But since it's all hip hop slash there was some R&B, it became an issue. Um, it's always been pop. It has never breached out into the hip hop market or the R&B market. Um, and I want to preference Prince and Michael Jackson are not, well, they are not all the way R&B. They are definitely more pop, especially the songs that they did like perform. Um, but those songs were fire. I personally liked the Prince and like the Michael Jackson one, but as you can tell, no diversity. Again, pushing that false, very false narrative. Knowing what that means, but let's go ahead and keep going. Please don't ban me, YouTube. But you got Joda, Poppy, yeah, whatever. Not Candace. This shit sucks. Just because you like this music doesn't mean it was good. Yeah, she never said that. She enjoyed it, and I liked it. Maybe you don't think it's good, but that doesn't mean that that's the overall consistency. The overall consensus. But yeah, so you're false there, brother or sister. Some more stuff. No, by Carrie Kelly. No, it is definitely not the majority of Americans. Most older and white people don't like a lot of rap. That leaves out 69% of the population. There was no universal marketing or appeal here. That literally does not make any sense because that doesn't mean 69% of the people, of white people who breach that like, like demographic doesn't like rap. That does not make any sense. That doesn't like compute. And the reason is because there has always been white people who like rap music. That is a fact. So you pointing out this bullshit like I, like percentage, that's false. Yeah, so Carrie H. Kelly, that's cap on that one, brother. I'm sorry, or sister, just whatever that you want. Donna Rice, I didn't watch or listen. It's not my kind of music. I'm into classic rock. The artists that perform tonight could possibly be very nice people. However, I never met them, and I'm thinking the majority of every. That's what I like to see, man. You know, I'm not saying that you have to watch it. I'm not saying that you have to like it, but I am saying that it it's not just made for you to like it. It is something that was decided by the Pepsi, NFL. It is made because they assumed that that would um, get the most traction in LA, which it did. It had everybody watching, and I definitely do not believe that she didn't watch. Because how would you know it's not your kind of music unless you l- looked it up? But I don't think you know how to use a computer, Miss Donna Rice. That's just me being honest. Um, so as you can tell, there's a lot of craziness that I could keep going. Again, Mavs rule. He's a Mavs fan, and he's already struggling. Worst halftime show I've ever seen. We just turned the volume off and visited a while, and no diversity. I love you, Candace, but this was a poor show. Mavs fans, I mean, I can understand why you are complaining. I would complain every single day if I was a Mavs fan as well. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, so I already do complain, but a Mavs fan, man, I already know you're struggling. Um, let's look at Jonathan. I don't know how to pronounce your last name, brother. I'm sorry. Um, for people of our age group, this Super Bowl show was a celebration of our generation, the first hip hop generation, as well as we watched it, we also were reflected on our lifetime of progress, and it felt like this was the first Super Bowl halftime show that was truly represented us. Exactly. That's the point, man. Hip hop is the biggest thing out right now. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to like it. That doesn't mean that you have to listen to it, but hip hop is the biggest genre of music out, and R&B I believe is a subset of hip hop music. Now, some people put it in its own lane, which I believe it should, which is why I'm glad that they did get the queen herself, Miss Mary J. Blige, because um, hip hop and R&B nowadays does mix, but she's a true R&B artist, and she performed R&B songs and R&B hits. And I think that was the perfect way to bridge that gap by having her be that bridge, being that she had a longer set and made it to where that there was that good break in between. And she performed, man. She performed her ass off, and I loved it. So, good word, Jonathan. I'll actually throw you a like, my brother. I wish that we could work on your haircut, but it is what it is, my man. But let's actually get back to my boy Sean Spicer just real quick, and then I'm gonna end the video. Sean Spicer, my boy. Hello, Anchorman. Let's get to it. Yeah, he's talking about math stuff. Don't really want to get in that. Let's get right into what he's talking about. Hello, Sean Spicer. Dear NFL slash Pepsi, what was the message of the halftime show? Black Culture by Andy uh, Barbaro. I don't know you, dog, but this seems like a pretty good word that you're spitting here. Black culture is American culture. Make your peace with it, please. That is true. Black culture is American culture, as long as quote unquote white culture, as well as quote unquote Hispanic culture, quote unquote black culture. All of that is involved in American culture because it's in America, and hip hop was birthed in America, if I'm not mistaken. So I just don't understand how what he's like referring to, but I also do know exactly what he's saying if you catch my drift. But let's just go ahead and just go down and see what some of these losers are saying. Um, this was facts right here. Um, Miss Michelle B. Young, a queen I see. The halftime show message was, "It's a family affair and we gonna be all right because since TFG is gone, there's no more drama. But if you understood any of that, you would lose yourself to go drown your sorrows in the club." That's bars. Somebody signed her. That was nice. That was really good. Here we go with Pamela Nay. Miss Pamela Nay 3. There was not any white. I like to see both joining together. That is not true, Miss Nay. Or Mr. Nay. Just whatever you would like to be referred to as. Again, you had your boy, Eminem. But because it was hip hop music, it is considered quote unquote not white, which I personally don't understand. I believe that music is music, and the people who consume music the most currently are white people because they have the funds to do that, as well as there are way more white people than black people in the United States. And that just means that they fund this, and white people are the ones that pushed hip hop to be the be the biggest thing out right now. Because black people can't do that because of sheer numbers, uh, sheer financials, and it's just basic stuff, man. Basic stuff. Um, and this is Sean Spicer here, boy, trying to show that bust that bussy, boy. He tripping, boy, but he's acting sort of clean though. I ain't gonna cap. He's sort of clean. Uh, but that's pretty much everything, man. I really don't want to keep going down because there's a lot of stuff going on here. And I don't want to get banned because there's one more thing I do want to post, but I mean, show you guys, but I really don't want to ban this, man. Uh, this is funny by Sandy. Sorry you had to watch black people. Maybe don't watch the rest of the game either. Yeah, because sports, football and basketball, arguably two of the biggest sports in the in the United States, not counting baseball, is basically um, a black sport nowadays. Usually, like the best players are happen to be African American. There's no such thing as like a there's no reason for it. It's just that they're better. They probably worked harder, but that's just me just talking. So yeah, that's pretty much everything, man. Again, that's really what I want to drop. Um, Tell me what you guys think about this, man. Boy, really dropping that pussy, man. Uh, Actually, let's go to Devil Dog 67 Pants underscore Cheddar. Let's talk to you. Um, that society's in the toilet and there is no turning back. Let's go ahead and see why he thinks that way. That music was popular 20 years ago. Get a grip. It, in my opinion, if you put on California Love right now, everybody would, everybody knows that song. Like that song is a bop, and it's a good feel good song as well as all right. Maybe not everybody knows that song, but I understand. I personally understand what the song is about, and if you ever really listen to it, and that's also the problem is there's just a lot of these people that don't like hip hop music, don't like certain hip hop songs because of what they say in it, which I understand. But hip hop is such a broad term and broad genre of music. There is just plenty of songs out there that don't just talk about what 6 or 7 songs that you have heard about sex and drugs and all that type of stuff. But there's a reason that they're talking about that because it sells. And again, let's go back to my other point. The reason why it sells because the majority of white audiences like to hear that, then they push that, then that is what's being shown as what hip hop is, and then everybody starts hating on it because that's what they hear. But yeah, man, again, that's everything. Tell me what you guys think about this type of video. I will definitely love to do it again. YouTube, don't ban me. Hopefully you guys did stick to the end. It is somewhat of a long video. But let's like, comment, subscribe, go follow this the Twitter. I don't know why I said Twitter. Um, at Convo Kings with the Z, no space, capital C, capital K. I'll see y'all later. Peace.